Hey, today is Tuesday, April 7th. Some good news, we're getting a lot of people hooked up on um, getting your assignment submitted, which is really cool. And some people that were struggling are figuring it out. And some people that are still struggling are asking for help, which is beautiful. So if you have uh, if you're stressed or worried or need some help, make sure that you get a hold of me. You can email me or call me, or just go right up on Google Stream and say I need some help. I'll set up a Zoom. We can sit down and do your homework together, knock it out, and it'll be beautiful. Okay. This is Lemony Snicket, the Reptile Room, and this is Uncle Monty talking. Each toad we catch, each venom sample we put into a test tube, each snake interview we record, every scrap of work we do, will fall into the hands of the Herpetological Society spy. He's not a Herpetological Society spy, Klaus said impatiently. He's Count Olaf. Oh, I know what you mean, Uncle Monty said excitedly. This sort of behavior is indeed as dastardly as that terrible man. That's why I'm doing this. And he raised one hand and he waved the folded papers in the air. As you know, he said, tomorrow we are leaving for Peru. And these are our tickets for the 5 o'clock voyage on the Prospero, a fine ship that will take us across the sea to South America. There's a ticket for me. One for Violet, one for Klaus, one for Stefano, but not one for Sonny, because we're going to hide her in a suitcase to save money. Depot. Oh, I'm not kidding about that, but I'm kidding about that, but I'm not kidding about this, Uncle Monty said, his face flushed with excitement as he took one of the folded papers and began ripping it into tiny pieces. This is Stefano's ticket. He's not going to Peru with us after all. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to tell him that he needs to stay here and look after my specimens and that way we can run a successful expedition in peace. But Uncle Monty, Klaus said, how many times have I reminded you? It's not polite to interrupt. Uncle Monty interrupted, shaking his head. Well, in any case, I know what you're worried about. You're worried about what will happen if he stays here alone with the incredibly deadly Viper. But don't worry, the Viper will join us on the expedition, traveling in one of our snake-carrying cases. Oh, I don't know why you look so glum, Sonny. I thought you'd be happy to have the Viper's company. Well, don't look so worried, Bambini. And as you can see, your Uncle Monty has the situation in hand. Now, when somebody is a bit wrong, say when a waiter puts non-fat milk in your espresso macchiato instead of low-fat milk, it's often quite easy to explain to them how and why they are wrong. But if somebody is surpassingly wrong, say when a waiter bites your nose instead of taking your order, you can often be so surprised that you are unable to say anything at all. Paralyzed by how wrong the waiter is, your mouth would hang slightly open and your eyes would blink over and over, but you would be unable to say a word. And that's what the Baudelaire children did. Uncle Monty was so wrong about Stefano in thinking he was a herpetological spy, rather than Count Olaf, that the three siblings could scarcely think of a way to tell him so. No, come, my dears, Uncle Monty said. We've wasted enough time in the morning on talk. We have to... Ow! He interrupted himself with a cry of surprise and pain, and he fell to the ground. Uncle Monty, Klaus cried. The Baudelaire children saw that a large, shiny object was on top of him, and realized a moment later what the object was. It was the heavy brass reading lamp, the one standing next to the large cushioned chair in Klaus's room. Ow! Uncle Monty said again, pulling the lamp off of him. Well, that really hurt. My shoulder may be sprained. Well, it's a good thing I didn't land on my head, or it really could have done some damage. But where did it come from? Violet asked. Must have fallen from the window, Uncle Monty said, pointing up to where Klaus's room was. Well, whose room is that, Klaus? I believe it's yours. You must be more careful. You can't dangle heavy objects out the window like that. Look what almost happened. But the lamp was nowhere near my window, Klaus said. I kept it in the alcove so I can read it while I'm in the large chair. Oh, really, Klaus? Uncle Monty said, standing up and handing him the lamp. Do you honestly expect me to believe that? The lamp danced over to the window and leapt onto my shoulder? Please put this back in your room in a safe place, and we'll say no more about this. But, Klaus said, but his older sister interrupted him. I'll help you, Klaus, Violet said. We'll find a place where it's safe. No, don't be too long, Uncle Monty said, rubbing his shoulder. We'll see you in the reptile room. Now come, Sonny. And walking through the entry hall, the four parted ways at the stairs with Uncle Monty and Sonny going to the enormous door of the reptile room, and Violet and Klaus carrying the heavy brass lamp up to Klaus's room. Here's a picture of Sonny next to Uncle Monty, and it says, accidents happen all the time. You know very well, Klaus hissed to his sister, that I was not careless with this lamp. Of course I know that, Violet whispered, but, well, there's no use trying to explain that to Uncle Monty. He thinks Stefano is a herpetological spy, and you know as well as I do that Stefano was responsible for this. How clever of you to figure that out, said a voice at the top of the stairs, and Violet and Klaus were so surprised that they almost dropped the lamp. It was Stefano, or, if you prefer, Count Olaf. It was the bad guy. Yeah, but then you've always been clever children, he continued. A little too clever for my taste, but you won't be around for long, so I'm not troubled by it. You're not very clever yourself, Klaus said fiercely. This heavy brass lamp almost hit us, but if anything happens to my sisters or me, you'll never get your hands on the Baudelaire fortune. Oh, dear me, Stefano said, his grimy teeth showing as he smiled. If I wanted to harm you, children, your blood would already be pouring down these stairs like a waterfall. No, I'm not going to harm a hair on any Baudelaire head, not in this house. You needn't be afraid of me, little ones, until we find ourselves in a location where crimes are more difficult to trace. And where would that be, Violet said. We plan to stay right here until we grow up. Oh, really? Stefano said in that sneaky, sneaky voice. Why, I had the impression that we were leaving the country tomorrow. Uncle Monty tore up your ticket, Klaus replied triumphantly. He was suspicious of you, so he changed his plans, and now you're not going with us. Stefano's smile turned into a scowl, and his stained teeth seemed to grow bigger. His eyes grew so shiny that it hurt Violet and Klaus to look at him. I wouldn't rely on that, he said in a terrible, terrible voice. Even the best plans can change if there is an accident. He pointed one spiky finger at the brass reading lamp. And accidents happen all the time. That's the end of chapter 5. Next is chapter 6. Homework. You have to look at note identification. And the changes in this one is that you have 3 sharps and 3 flats. So let's do a few examples together. Here we go. And let me get the right one here. So I'm going to get the right assignment for you. All right, so let's go to Custom Exerciser. We're going to do note identification in the treble clef. We're going to go up this high, low, and we're going to go this high, okay? And lines and spaces and key signatures. Look at this. We're going to do 3 flats or 3 sharps, and now you got to find those notes. And we're just going to do treble clef and the grand staff, the bass clef too. So here we go. All right. So F-A-C-E, that's a C. And this is a B flat, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, look at this one. F-A-C-E. Oh, I got to turn off accidentals too. All right. This is what I'm turning off. Let's try this again. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. And I only wanted note identification up there, down to there. I wanted those. And let's try this. There we go. F-A-C-E, that's an F. No sharps, no flats to worry about. All right, look at this one. All cows eat grass. It's bigger than A, smaller than C. That's a B with no sharps or flats to worry about. Ooh, look at this one. F-A-C-E. And then we got to go up 1, 2, 3 from E. 1, 2, 3. It's an A. This is a B flat, so we don't have to worry about a flat or a sharp. That is A. F-A-C-E. That's an A. This sharp is an F sharp. That's a C sharp. That's a G sharp. So we don't have to worry about any sharps and flats. That's a natural A. F-A-C-E, bigger than C, smaller than E. That's a D, no sharps and flats. F-A-C-E, that's a G. Do we have a G sharp on there? We have an F sharp up here and the C sharp, no G sharp, so that's a natural G. F-A-C-E, bigger than A, smaller than C. That's a B. That's an F sharp, so we don't have to worry about that. That's a B. 3 more. All cows eat grass. Bigger than A, smaller than C. That's a B. And this sharp is F, and that's a C, and that's a G. No B sharps or flats. That's a natural B. 2 more. F-A-C-E. Oh, look at this. The C is right here on this line. F-A-C, so that C has to be a sharp, C sharp. And this one, all cows eat grass. Bigger than A, smaller than C. That's a B, but B flat. So we got to go to B flat on that one. All right? And that we know is middle C. So that's what your assignment's going to look like tonight. Okay? Or for today. Again, if you have any questions, make sure that you get hold of me on Google Stream. Cheyenne got hold of me today, so I'm going to Zoom with her tomorrow. We're going to sit down and get all her homework done. You can email me, call me, put it up on Google Stream. We can Zoom together and do our homework together, or I can send you more stuff to help you out. Okay? I miss you, and I will smell you later.